Hi friends, Travis here. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. And of course, if you've been here before, welcome back. If at any point you like what you see, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those things. We've got Callie in the background, so we are ready to go. In today's video, we're going to talk about my cruise back in May. I was on Vision of the Seas, and I am going over my notes. I just went through the entire vlog series. If you want to watch that, I'll put that in a card above as well. But yeah, so I'm ready to reflect on how that journey went. It was a repositioning cruise from Florida to Baltimore, Maryland. It was a 10-night cruise with only 3 ports, so tons of sea days. So there's lots to unpack. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and move right on into the video. So for those of you who are a little bit newer, just passing through, kind of a little bit of context of how the format works on my channel for these videos. I start with the negative, then I'll move into the positive, and then I'll close things out with some final thoughts. For my first dislike, I have to ding entertainment a little bit. There was definitely plenty to do. I was never like bored necessarily, but I do feel like since they had so many sea days on this itinerary that they, kind of spread things out. There were gaps between events, things like that I'm not used to seeing. They did bring in some guest entertainers and stuff, which was a lot of fun. It's always good to have that because then it like differs from a normal, I guess, entertainment lineup. But I personally don't think it's enough. I know that this class of ships tends to be kind of like slower paced and that sort of thing. But I was comparing this cruise to my time on Enchantment of the Seas last year, and I think that there were more entertainment options on that ship. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering, but it just seemed to me that there wasn't as much downtime on that sailing as there was on this one. And so if you're the kind of person that likes to relax on a lounger and read a book and chill, this was the perfect sailing and ship and everything for you. But if you're, used to more like constant entertainment, exciting, doing this, doing that, I don't know if this is quite right for you, but it could have just been this sailing. And, normal sailings on this ship may be a little bit different. I'm not sure. For my second dislike, I felt like the buffet food was kind of boring. It was very repetitive. The food quality was fine. I actually think this is better than most of the royal buffets that I've experienced. But again, comparing it to Enchantment of the Seas last year, that was one of the best buffets I'd ever experienced. And I don't know if I'm just getting pickier or something, but I know that the, Windjammer isn't known for being all that amazing, especially compared to like Celebrity and other cruise lines. But I did feel like this buffet just wasn't quite fully there for me personally. I never struggled to find food. I never went hungry, but I thought I'd mention it in case that's something that you really care about. I know a lot of people are foodies, so yeah, I don't know if this ship is for you if you're, extra particular about, food and preparation and variety, etc. And my last dislike is that I didn't really make friends on this sailing. I tried real hard, especially the first few days. I was looking for, good bartenders, trying to meet people, going to all of the like singles and solos, LGBTQ events, everything. I did talk to a bunch of people. It's really easy to sit at a bar and talk to people, but nothing really stuck. I never, met anyone that wanted to hang out with me again like I normally do. And that's partly my fault. I had just moved to San Antonio literally like a few days before I went on this sailing. So I was kind of distracted by things that were still happening at home, boxes needing to be unpacked. The fact that I wasn't there to help with some of that stuff, that sort of thing. So I don't know if my head was fully in it on this cruise, so that could have been why. But yeah, I don't know why. I just didn't quite make friends like I normally do. All right, enough of the negative stuff. Let's talk about what I did enjoy, because I did not hate this cruise by any means. I did have a good time. And for my first I have to say that this itinerary was really awesome. I'm not sure if I loved having so many sea days, but I did enjoy every single one of the ports. We went to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, the ABC Islands, as they say, and all 3 of those ports were like amazing. Some of the best I've experienced in all of my time cruising. I really enjoyed Curacao the most. They also have good excursion options there, but it's possible to just get off and explore on your own. You can book private stuff, and we were in port for, the majority of the day, so there was plenty of time to do stuff. You could even do an excursion and still have time to go out and explore on your own. Yeah, I wish that's how it worked for every port and every itinerary. I understand that's not possible, but yeah, I really enjoyed the ABC Islands and overall this itinerary. For my second like, I have to give a shout to the internet. It wasn't the most amazing internet I've ever had, but I was really worried that it was going to be slow and glitchy. When I was on Enchantment of the Seas, that's one of the issues that I had, especially early on in the cruise. They actually had to reset everything for me, and I ended up having to upgrade my internet, and it was a whole thing. So I was worried this was going to be the same situation, but I didn't experience any major internet issues. It was very reliable, and I had the basic plan. I didn't have to upgrade to the premium or anything. It was good enough for what I needed it for. So shout out to Royal Caribbean for, having reliable internet on such an old ship. For my third like, and those of you who know me, this is going to be kind of a strange bullet for you. I have to say that this ship had really good shopping. The logo shop was big compared to the size of the ship. I think that this logo shop was at least the same size as the one that was on Oasis of the Seas, and it had everything you could possibly think of, including, deals and specials and ship models and all of the above. But then there's also, FE jewelry and the duty-free and boutique shops, and they had it laid out so that there were areas for sales and all this stuff. And there's a whole half a deck that's dedicated just to shopping, almost like a promenade that you would have on one of their newer ships, but kind of a condensed version of that. And the staff in there were super friendly, super willing to help you out without putting a lot of pressure on you to buy things. So good shopping on Vision of the Seas. And as an honorable mention, I have to say that I really enjoyed the lobby atrium on this ship. That's one thing about this class of ships that is done really well. A lot of the major activities take place in the atrium, which is a multi-story, central hub of the ship. And the way they use that space is really good. There's a bar or two in there. I think Cafe Latitudes is in there as well. And, just in general, lots of seating, lots of different areas that you can hang out. And that main central space is used, for parties, for silent disco, for, different events and things. And it works really well. Because it's a main thoroughfare that people are walking through, you wind up stumbling upon things that you didn't even realize were happening. Like I experienced silent disco and the 70s night, live music, etc. in there constantly. So yeah, the lobby atrium on these ships is something that I feel like is lacking on some of the newer ships. I know they use the promenade space as sort of like the same thing. But I think it works better in the lobby atrium, creates a more intimate but lively experience for those kinds of events and stuff. And then for final thoughts, because I know most of you are watching this video doing research trying to figure out if Vision of the Seas is right for you, or maybe you have a future sailing booked on Vision of the Seas and you're watching videos like this to help you, know what to expect, that sort of thing. So I'll just close out by saying I did enjoy this cruise. I don't think this class of ships is for everyone. I'm not convinced it's for me. It's just a little bit too small. I think for me, I'm more like Voyager class or Freedom class. That's kind of the perfect size for me. I also am not a huge fan of the super mega ships like in the Oasis class, just because they're too big. So, this is like turning into Goldilocks right now. But if you like small, intimate experiences, you're going to get to know people hopefully pretty well, better than I did. And, that sort of thing, this is going to be perfect for you. The overall vibe is a little bit more chill, almost like a celebrity type experience. So it's not going to be this big, spectacular, constantly doing things kind of experience. But I do think it's a great way to spend a week or two of your vacation time, just enjoying being at sea and, the just kind of vibe of being on a classic ship, etc. So yeah, if you do have a sailing coming up, let me know in the comments below when you're going or what ports you're going to be going to. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Have you sailed before? Is this your first cruise? Is this your 100th cruise? Let's talk about it in the comments. And yeah, if you've never been on Vision of the Seas and you're watching this to see if it is going to be your vibe, let me know. Did this video help you? Did it make it worse? But yeah, I guess that's it for this one. I want to thank you all so much for traveling with me. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and y'all have a good night.